Hello everyone and welcome to number series 2. In this session, we will look at odd one out and the analogy questions that are being asked under number series. So let's understand each one of them in little more detail. So firstly, what is odd one out or finding the wrong number? How does the question appear to us? What am I supposed to do here? Okay, so what is being given to us? We would be given a series of number which follows a certain pattern. Well, that's all number series are all about. But there is one player who's not willing to play the game right. So one of the terms is incorrect and it does not fit into the series. Now, what you are supposed to do here, you're supposed to identify the pattern involved in the series and find out that number which does not follow the specific pattern of the series. So you'll find out that particular player who does not want to play the game. So he is the odd one out. So that is the entire purpose of a question which is based on the odd one out. So let's see what typical odd one out questions are based on. They would be based on prime numbers. They could be based on squares, cubes, which we have already discussed in our number series 1. They could be based on digits logic, divisibility rules, years as in the leap years or the ordinary years or the odd even numbers. So there could be n number of ways in which we can form the odd one out questions here. Let's take some examples and understand. So let's see the first question, which is 8, 64, 124, 216. As I've shared in the last session that in number series, squares and cubes are really helpful. Now just by one look at these four numbers, I know 3 out of these 4 numbers are actually perfect cubes and one of them is not. Let's see which one is not. So we know 8 is 2 cube, 64 is 4 cube, 216 is 6 cube. But 124 sadly is not cube for any number. So this is the odd one out for me here. So my answer has to be 124 here. Moving on to the second one. 321 545 987 765. Now these numbers are not closer to any squares. They are not closer to any cubes. So I cannot use the logic of squares and cubes here. Okay, let me think. Yes, there is a pattern here. In 321, digits are decreasing towards the right. In 987, again the same thing is happening. 9, then 8, then 7. In 765, the same thing. But 545 is not willing to play this game with the other 3 numbers. So, this is my odd one out here. 545 is the odd one out. Let's have a look at the third question, which is 1, 2, 6, 24, 120, 620, 5040. Okay, so I know 1 into 2 is 2. So first number multiplied by 2 gave me the second number. 2 into 3 is 6. 6 into 4 is 24. 24 into 5 is 120. So I can see what I am doing. Into 2, into 3, into 4, into 5. So ideally, the next number should have been obtained by multiplying 120 by 6. And that could have fetched me 720. Because when I continue this pattern further, 720 into 7 happens to be 5040. But here, in place of 720, 620 has been written. So, My odd one out here is 620. The next series we have 4, 10, 22, 40, 84, 94 and 130. Let's see who is the bad player here. So when we look at the differences between any two consecutive terms, we see here the difference is plus 6. Then we see plus 12. Okay, we have plus 18. Then we have here the difference is actually 44. And here between 94 and 130 difference is 36. So this difference of 44 in between is not making any sense to us. And if I follow the pattern, the difference is increasing 6, 12, 18. If I would have followed the same pattern, the difference should have been 24 actually. And had the difference been 24, the number here should have been 64. And for the next number, I would have added 30. And 64 plus 30, 94. And then adding 36, taking us to 130. So that means in place of 84, 64 should have come. That would have made a meaningful series. Looking at the next one. 3, 5, 7, 12, 17, 19, 23. Okay, again looking at the difference here. Difference between 3 and 5 is 2. So the difference here is plus 2. Again plus 2. Plus 5. Plus 5. Plus 2. So I would have again wanted a plus 2 here. But I'm getting plus 4. So in order to correct the series, the number 23 should have been actually be 21. And that would have given a meaningful pattern to this particular number series. Looking at the next one here, which is 138, 19, 42, 88, 184. Let's see what is the odd one out here. Okay, so let's rewrite our series here. 138, 19, 42, 88, 184. Let's have a look at the differences here. Plus 2, plus 5, plus 11, plus 23, plus 47, plus 46 has been added here, and then we have added 95 here. So in the first layer of differences, I cannot see any pattern. Let's see if I go to one layer down in the differences, can I see a pattern? So here difference between 2 and 5 is 3. 5 and 11 is 6. 11 and 23 is 12. So we can see in the second layer, the difference is getting doubled. So here my difference should have been 24, double of 12. So the number to be added here should not have been 46, because when I add 24 to 23, the difference should have been 47, and in place of 88, I should have gotten 89, and 89 when added with 95 would have fetched me 184. So the number 88 is the odd one out here. Moving further, looking at the difference between two consecutive terms, 40 again 40. Here we have 70, then 90, 110, 130. Now here we can see the difference is increasing by 20 in the second layer of difference. But this two consecutive differences of 40 does not make any sense to me. So if I have to follow this pattern of 20 here, here my difference has to be 50 and here my difference has to be 30. So the number 47 is the odd one out here. I should have rather had 37.5 here. So I would have got the difference of 30, 50, 70, 90, 110 and 130. Let's have a look at one more example. Now this example, I can see couple of terms are being repeated here. The numbers are being repeated. I can see 2 5s and then after 9 I see a 7. There are 2 11s. Then 12 appearing after 15. Whenever you see such a kind of pattern, when the same number is being repeated or you see a decrease and an increase, as I've told you in the last session, that hints towards that basically it is a case of two series being involved, two or more than two, whatever. Okay, so let's have a look at it and understand whether we have one series here, sorry, whether we have two series here or whether we have more than two series here. So by little observation here, I see that I've got two series. First one is 1 5 7 11 12. Other one 5 9 11 15 17. So this follows plus 4 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2. So it's behaving well. I have no problem with the series. Let me check the other one. Plus 4 plus 2 plus 4. I wanted a plus 2 here. So this number should be 13 to conform to the pattern given in the series. So number 12 is the odd one out here and it should have been 13 here. Hope finding the odd one out is clear to you now. Now let's move to the second part of our session, which is number analogy. Now analogy, the general structure of an analogy question is like this. So basically what does analogy talks about? There is a relationship between A and B. They share some kind of relationship. I want the same relationship between C and D. Simple. I want the same thing as what A and B are having. C and D wants the same thing for them. So usually the number analogy questions are based upon squares, cubes, digits logic, divisibility rules, multiplication, sequences in series, addition, subtraction, and product of means is equals to product of extremes. Now this also looks like for something what we call in maths is proportion. And how do we read a proportion? A is to B is in the same ratio as C is to D. And mathematically we say A by B is equals to C by D. And we get A into D is equals to B into C. This is what product of means is equals to product of extremes. Because A and D are extremes which are on the corner. And B and C are means. So if four numbers are in proportion, this will always hold. Product of means is equals to product of extremes. Now let's understand number analogy with some examples. Okay, first one. 48 is to 120. I have to identify the relationship between these two numbers. And now 35 wants the same relationship with some other number. So let me first understand what is the relationship between 48 and 120. Now 48 and 120 both happens to be close to square of a natural number. How? 48 is 49 minus 1, which is actually 7 square minus 1. And this is 121 minus 1, 11 square minus 1. And there's a difference of 4 between 7 and 11. So 35 wants the same partnership with some other number. 35 is 36 minus 1, which is 6 square minus 1. So if I want to give a difference of 4 with 6, so this should be 10 square minus 1, 100 minus 1, and my answer should be 99 here. So now 35, Mr. 35 is satisfied with 99. He is happy that I have the same relationship as what 48 and 120 are having. Moving on. 15 is to 60, and then 17 wants the same thing with him. Now what is the relationship between 15 and 60? Simple. It's 15 forza is 60. So my answer would be 17 forza. Nothing but 68. Third one. 61 is to 67. Now what's so special about 61 and 67? 61 and 67 are two consecutive prime numbers. So after 71, what is the next prime number? The next prime number after 71 is 73. Now, so the one right answer here could be 73. But there's one more logic. You might always say the relationship could also be the difference of 6. Yes. So in that, if I go by that logic that I'm following a difference of 6, then my answer should have been 77. Now in that case, my friends, we will have to go with what is given in the option. Because in series, you would feel sometime or you would see sometime that there could be a multiple patterns or multiple reasons to crack a series. Okay. So here, if the questioner is using the logic of prime number, then in option you would find 73 and you need to go with 73. But if the questioner has set the series as using the difference of 6, and if in options you see 77, then you have to go with 77. So you would find multiple reasoning or multiple pattern being used, and couple of times you would see two correct answers, each coming up by following a different line of argument, a line of different logic every time. So here 625 and 526 and then 225. Now how can I connect 625 and 526? So what is it? It's nothing but 625 written backward. If I write 625 backward, I get 526. So for 225, my answer should be 522. As simple as that. Now 23 and 552 is to 30 is to some other number. Okay. Now what is 23 square? I'm sure you all can recall it's 529. And I can see 552 is a little closer to it. Let me just take a shot. Let me just add 23 to it. And bingo, what do I get? 552. So basically for 30, what I have to do? I have to find out 30 square and add 30 to it. 30 का square happens to be 900 plus 30. My answer would be 930. Question number 6. 1 into 10 gives me 9. Okay. So that's 10 minus 1 is 9. 2 into 10 gives me 18. 2 into 10 is 20, but I'm subtracting 2 from here. I can reach 18. 3 into 10, 27. How come? Because 3 into 10 is 30 and I'm subtracting 3 here. I can reach 27. Now the question that has been given to me, what is 8 into 10? So what is 8 into 10? 8 into 10 is actually 80, but here I'm subtracting the number which is multiplied by 10. So 80 minus 8, my answer is 72. So here we have another one. 2 is to 12 and 8 is to the number that I have to find. Now one simple logic could be 2 plus 10 gives me 12. Okay, let me change this option as 18. Okay. So if I follow the same logic, then my answer should have been 8 plus 10 should be 18. So that's 18 is my answer following one line of logic. Can there be another way to look at this question? Probably yes, because 2 square is 4 and 2 cube is 8. So if I add 4 plus 8, I again reach 12. That can be another logic to get 12 from 2. Now if I extend the same logic to 8, so 8 square plus 8 cube, that's 512 plus 64. That's 576. Even that is in the option. In fact, that has happened once or twice in CLAT, that there was an odd one out question given, and in fact 2 answers were right. One following one line of logic and other answer was coming after following one another line of argument or logic. So couple of times this can happen. This can happen that there could be 2 correct answers by using 2 different logics. So you have to take care. Most of the time such a question is considered controversial, or the CLAT committee or the exam conducting committee stick to their line of thought and they consider what they deem to be what they think is the right answer. Looking at the next one, 25 and 175. There is a direct relationship. 25 into 7 is 175. Okay, let me follow that. So 32 into 7. If I follow the same line of logic, my answer should have been 2 to 4. But that's not given in any of the option. So can I use something else here? Okay. If I do it like this, 25 into 2 plus 5. Now what is 2 plus 5? 2 plus 5 is the digit sum here. So I get 175. Let me use that with 32. So it would be 32 into 3 plus 2. That's 32 into 5, which is 116. Now that is in the options. Once again, we have first seen the most evident logic that comes to our mind is multiplication by 7, because 25 into 7 happens to be 175. But when I applied same logic with 32, I cannot see answer in any of the options. So I know my line of thought is not being followed by the questioner. So I will have to think on another lines. Now when I do the digit sum 2 plus 5 for 25, that comes out to be 7. And again for 25 it works fine. We get answer as 175, and we follow the same logic for 32. We get answer as 160, which is there in one of the options. So we'll go with 160 here. So I hope now you would be comfortable in solving questions based on odd one out, also on the number analogy. And in the number series 1, we have already seen the most frequently asked type of questions in number series, that is finding the next one in the series. And now you should be able to crack any possible number series question that could be asked to you in exams. So thank you, thanks a lot, take care.